Mad, mad, mad soccer in the house with yours truly, Siskagi Head Jr. Remember Mad Soccer every Thursday, or every other Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Manhattan Neighborhood Network on Spectrum Channel 1997, RCN Channel 84, FiOS Channel 35. And outside of Manhattan, go on www.mnn.org, click to watch video, and Spirit 3 channel. Want to thank my man on the boards, the one and only, Mr. Met himself, Ryan, baby. How about Pete Alonso?
That's right.
Pete Alonso, 53, passed Aaron Judge's record, incredible. And the manager got fired today, Mickey Callaway, increíble. But this is Mad Soccer, man. And from the College of Musical Knowledge, the one and only, the British legend, Nick Lowe. The great Nick Lowe, I'm a born fighter, baby. But not Tottenham Hotspur. Not them. Not my Spurs. Unbelievable. At home, losing to Bayern Munich in UEFA Champions League. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times, not 6 times. 7-2. 7-2, they got spanked. What happened to the defense? What happened to Toby? What happened to Danny Rose? What happened to all these guys? Unbelievable. This kid for Bayern Munich, Serge Gnabry. I think he's like 18, 19, something like that. He scored 4 goals. 4 easy. I mean, he made it look easy. Robert Lewandowski twice. Oh, my God. I couldn't believe it, man. There's a guy on YouTube, Spurs fan. His name is he has a show called Expressions Oozing. Check it out if you're a Spurs fan. He's going crazy. The Arsenal fans, forget about it. They're going absolutely bananas. They love this. They hate Spurs. They're going, oh my God, you got to go to AFTV. Oh, they love it. They're loving this, man. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. All of a sudden, everybody's talking about, is Pochettino gone? What happened? This and that. Let me give you the particulars. Spurs opened it up, okay? Son Heung-min, he scored a beautiful goal, 12th minute, all right? But then, about 3 minutes later, Joshua Kimmich scored a real nice blast from outside the penalty area in the 15th minute to make it 1-1. I said, okay, we got a game, boom. Then, near the end of the first half, Robert Lewandowski, the Polish wonder, came through big time in the 45th minute, and that made it 2-1. All the Spurs fans, oh, man. Well, we'll wait for the second half. Then that's when the horror show started, man. That's when it started. Serge Gnabry. This kid is the... I've been watching him scoring goals here and there. I said, who is this guy? Serge Gnabry. Young kid. I'm telling you, all these young kids and all these teams are coming up big time. Watch them. He scored in the 53rd, the 55th, the 83rd, and the 88th minute. And then to top it off, Lewandowski scored in the 87th minute. Okay, this was incredible. And a minute apart. Lewandowski in the 87th, and then Gnabry in the 88th. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I could not believe what I was watching, man. This ain't the Spurs from last year. What the hell's going on? In the middle of it, Harry Kane, he scored a penalty kick in the 61st minute. Too little, too late. Because by then, the score was already like 3-2. Excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4. It was 4. That made it 4-2. So they had it. The Spurs like, oh, maybe we could score 2 goals, man. No, you couldn't. Incredible. Bayern Munich, they put on a clinic. Since Kimmich scored that first goal for Bayern Munich, after that, Bayern Munich took over. They took over. They backed up. They were pushing players. Anybody who had the ball, they were going after them, pushing them, shoving them, tripping them. They didn't care. They were going right after them. The passing was brilliant on their part. They just put on the clinic. And Spurs, they just couldn't get the motor revving. They just couldn't do it, man. Oh, my God. And they brought in Christian Eriksen, and they brought up Lucas Moura, but it was a little too late. Man, they should have brought them in the beginning of the second half. They should have brought them in the beginning of the second half. Oh, disgusting. So now Spurs are in trouble as far as advancing to the round of 16. They only have 1 point with this loss. Now they got 2 games, home and away, in the next 2 group games with Slavia Prague. All right, so they got to win those 2 games. That's it. They got to beat Slavia Prague. All right, and then also in group okay. We got excuse me, I made a mistake. Not Slavia Prague, okay? They gotta face, I believe it's Olympiacos. Let me check it out real quick. No, they gotta play Red Star Belgrade at home, and then let's see. Away. Okay, the next 2 matches, they're gonna be home against Red Star Belgrade, who defeated Olympiacos 3-1. Beat Olympiacos 3-1. Okay, goes by Milos Vulic in the 62nd minute. Nemanja Milinovic, he scored in the 67th, and Richmond Baye. Let me check this out real quick. Richmond Bawaki, he scored in the 90th minute. Ruben Semelo scored for Olympiacos in the 37th minute. So Spurs got to play at home the next match against Red Star Belgrade, and then they got to go to Red Star Belgrade. They got to win. It's going to be hard for them to win away, but they got to do it. If they want to advance, they got to get at least out of those 2 games, plus the tie they had. No, let me see. Wait a minute. Yeah, the tie they had with Olympiacos, man, which was like, forget it. Unbelievable, man. So now they got a point, they got a loss, they got to get at least 6 points out of the Red Star Belgrade matches. Have to. Group A, we have Paris Saint-Germain. Neymar did not play in this match. Mauro Icardi, formerly of Inter Milan, but he scored in the 52nd minute. Paris Saint-Germain 1-0 over Galatasaray of Turkey. And then, how about Real Madrid? Woo, they were losing 2-0 to Club Brugge of Belgium, man. 2 goals by Emmanuel Dennis in the 9th and the 39th minute. But then Real Madrid came back in the second half on a header by Sergio Ramos in the 55th minute, and then Casemiro tied the match in the 85th minute. So they got away with a point. Ruud Vormer of Club Brugge, red card in the 84th minute. He will not play in the next match. I gave you already Group B. Group C, Manchester City rolling along. A nice 2-0 win at home against Dinamo Zagreb of Croatia. Raheem Sterling, Superman, scored in the 66th minute, and then Phil Foden, he scored in the 90th plus 5th minute. Okay? And the other match, Shakhtar Donetsk, on a late, this game was tied 1-1. Duvan Zapata scored for Atalanta in the 28th minute, but Moraes for Shakhtar Donetsk, he scored in the 41 to make it 1-1. But then a late goal by Manor Solomon of Shakhtar Donetsk in the 90th plus 5th minute, 2-1. Big win for Shakhtar Donetsk. They played at Atalanta. And then in Group D, Lokomotiv Moscow, they got shut out by Atletico Madrid. Joao Felix, the youngster, the super youngster, scored in the 48th minute, and Tomas, 10 minutes later in the 58th minute, shutting out Lokomotiv Moscow 2-0. Juventus with a big 3-0 win over Bayer Leverkusen. Gonzalo Higuain, he scored in the 17th minute. Federico Bernardeschi, he scored in the 61st minute. And then, who else? Mr. 7, Cristiano Ronaldo, ended the scoring in the 88th minute. So, nice win, nice shutout for Juventus if you're a Juventus fan. And then yesterday, October 2nd, Group E, Liverpool, RB FC Salzburg who is coached by former Red Bull coach Jesse Marsch. Okay? Liverpool scores 4, but RB Salzburg scored 3. 4-3 Liverpool. Sadio Mane opened the scoring in the 9th minute. And then Andy Robertson for Liverpool, the 25th, they had it 2-0. Okay? And then 3-0 with Mohamed Salah scoring in the 36th minute. It was 3-0. But Wang Hee-chan of Salzburg scored in the 39th minute. Okay? But then Takumi Minamino, he scored in the 56th minute to make it 2. He made it 2-3. 3-2 Liverpool. And then Erling Haaland, the Norwegian wonder, this young kid that Gunnar Solskjaer is already praising him. Scored in the 60th minute, but then that tied it 3-3. But then Salzburg fans were going crazy, and so was the bench of Salzburg. But then Mohamed Salah came through big time, scored in the 69th minute to break the tie. 4-3 Liverpool. I repeat, 4-3 Liverpool. They're just going gangbusters, man. It's like nobody can stop them. Genk, G-E-N-K, Genk of Belgium, and Napoli, zip, 0-0 donuts. Okay? Group F, the big one, Barcelona, Inter Milan at Camp Nou in Barcelona. Shocker. In the opening 3 minutes, a goal was scored by Inter Milan. I knew it was going to be a tough game. Lautaro Martinez for Inter, he scored in the 3rd minute, got it right by Ter Stegen. 1-0, everybody was in shock, all right? Griezmann, he couldn't really get into the game. He's getting to be more like a square peg in a round hole. He's not really getting together. By the way, Messi started along with Luis Suarez. Messi looking good. They tried to get the ball to Griezmann. He had a few shots that were going off and here and there, a couple saved by the goalkeeper. But in the second half, Louis, I said, Louis, oh yeah, he scored a goal for me, not once but twice. Luis Suarez in the 58th minute, and off a pass from Lionel Messi in the 84th, boom, right inside, no problem, final 2-1. Inter almost tied it up, but it was ruled offside. They scored the goal, but it was ruled offside. And if you see the replay, the guy was like here and the rest of the team was there. So that's a big win for Barcelona after that 0-0 tie with Borussia Dortmund, who beat Slavia Prague 2-0. Okay? So 2 goals by Achraf Hakimi for Borussia Dortmund, 35th, 89th minute. 2-0, big win for Borussia Dortmund, because now Dortmund and Barcelona are tied for points, but Borussia Dortmund is in first with goal difference. Okay, Group G, Zenit St. Petersburg, keep an eye on them. They won big, 3-1 over Benfica. Artem Ziyuba, he scored in the 21st. Ruben Diaz, an own goal in the 70th, and Sardar Azmoun in the 78th for Zenit St. Petersburg. The lone goal for Benfica, Raul de Tomas, in the 85th minute. The other game in Group G, how about Lyon beating RB Leipzig? That's kind of a surprise, but I think these two teams are evenly matched. But Memphis Depay came through big time in the 11th minute, and Martin Terrier, he scored in the 65th minute for the 2-1 Lyon win over RB Leipzig. And then in Group H, Chelsea, 2-1 over Lille. Again, no Christian Pulisic. What's going on? He hasn't played since August 31st. Yo, Frankie Lampard, man, what's up, man? Are you going to play him or what? You paid a whole bunch of money for him, and you're not going to play him? You playing all these other players, but not him. They played Mason Mount, okay? Tammy Abraham, who's the second coming of Didier Drogba. I'm telling you, tall Nigerian brother, woo, and he's young. But Tammy Abraham, he scored in the 22nd minute for the 1-0 lead, but then Victor Osimhen for Lille tied it up in the 33rd minute for a 1-1 tie. But then Willian, the Brazilian, scored in the 77th minute on a beautiful goal. The final 2-1 Chelsea over Lille 2-1. And Ajax moving along, shut out Valencia 3-0. Hakim Ziyech in the 8th minute. You remember him from last year scoring goals. Quincy Promes in the 34th. And Donny van der Beek scored in the 64th minute, 64th minute for Ajax, okay? Now, the next games are going to be on October 22nd in Group A. Club Brugge is going to be at home against Paris Saint-Germain. Galatasaray at home against Real Madrid. Olympiacos in Group B at home against Bayern Munich. Tottenham Hotspur at home against Red Star Belgrade, a must-win for Tottenham. Group C, Shakhtar Donetsk at home against Dinamo Zagreb. Manchester City at home against Atalanta. Atletico Madrid at home in Group D. Bayer Leverkusen. Juventus at home against Lokomotiv Moscow. And then on Wednesday, the 23rd, RB Salzburg at home against Napoli. Genk at home against Liverpool. Inter Milan in Group F against Borussia Dortmund. And Slavia Prague against Barcelona. RB Leipzig at home against Zenit St. Petersburg. Benfica at home against Lyon. And then Group H, Ajax, Chelsea. That's going to be the mother. That's the big game. Ajax at home against Chelsea and Lille at home against Valencia. And then the following, on November 5th, match day 4, these teams will play each other again, but in reverse. Okay? Like, for example, Borussia Dortmund will be home for Inter Milan and so on and so forth. Okay? As we move on, real quick, let me see. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Do we have it here? No, we have it here. Europa League today. Arsenal, another big win, 4-0 over Standard Liège of Belgium. Gabriel Martinelli, one of the youngsters, in the 13th minute. And he scored in the 16th minute. Joseph Willock, who all the Arsenal fans love and adore. They want this kid playing every day, every game. He scored in the 22nd minute, and Dani Ceballos scored in the 57th minute. Big win for Arsenal. Also, AZ Alkmaar and Man United. Zippy. Incredible. But they got a point out of it. Wolves, big 1-0 win over Besiktas of Turkey. Also, Wolfsburger of Austria and Roma tied 1-1. Young Boys of Switzerland beat Rangers of Scotland 2-1. And Celtic of Scotland 2-0 over CFR Cluj-Napoca of Romania. Okay? Guimarães of Portugal lost to Eintracht Frankfurt of Germany 1-0. Lazio Rennes, this was a good game, but Lazio pulled it out 2-1 over Rennes. Sevilla 1-0 over Apoel Nicosia of Cyprus. And Espanyol defeated CSKA Moscow 2-0. We move on to Champions League. I just did Champions League. Forgive me. English Premier League, okay? English Premier League. Now, last week, we had Liverpool 1-0 over Sheffield United. And Sheffield United had like 3 times they could have scored. They could have easily won this game. And Liverpool had chances to score a couple of more times, but couldn't. But Sheffield United at home, big win. I mean, even though they lost, it was a big try holding Liverpool to 1 goal. Also, Aston Villa Burnley 2-2. AFC Bournemouth 2-2 with West Ham. Chelsea 2-0 shut out Brighton. Crystal Palace shut out Norwich City 2-0. Spurs, they won handily at home 2-1 over Southampton. Wolverhampton 2-0 over Watford. And Manchester City 3-1 over Everton. Then Sunday, there was only one match. Leicester destroyed Newcastle United. Destroyed them 5-0. Jamie Vardy scored 2 of the 5 goals. And then Manchester United Arsenal 1-1. Okay, 1-1. Rashford on a PK, he scored, but then Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, he's like got to be the top scorer in EPL. He scores almost every game. He scored to tie it up 1-1. They checked VAR to see if he was offside. And if you see the replay, he was definitely onside. So that was it, 1-1. So right now, Liverpool flying high, undefeated in the first place with 21 points. Man City with 16. Leicester with 14. Arsenal and West Ham both with 12. Spurs, Chelsea, AFC Bournemouth, Crystal Palace from 6 to 9 all got 11 points. And in 10th place, Man United and Burnley with 9 points. Now this weekend, especially Saturday, Brighton at home against Spurs. Burnley, Everton, Liverpool, Leicester, Norwich City, Aston Villa, Watford, Sheffield United, West Ham, Crystal Palace, Arsenal, AFC Bournemouth, Man City, Wolves, Southampton, Chelsea, Newcastle at home against Man United. That's going to be, you know what, I think it's going to be a tough game for United, being the fact that Newcastle at home and they are desperate for a win. Very desperate. Before I go on to the others, La Liga, Italia and stuff, first of all, let me get MLS this coming Sunday. 12 games is decision day, the end of the season, regular season, 4 o'clock. Every game is going to be on at 4 o'clock. Okay? And even with the time difference. Now, congratulations, New York City FC, baby, won the Eastern Conference. Even though they lost to New England 2-0, Philly in second place, 6 points behind. They lost to Columbus 2-0. Thank you, Columbus. And Atlanta United and Montreal, 1-1 tie. Montreal scored on a goal by Bojan Cricket. If you're a Barcelona fan, you remember him. We used to play with Barcelona. Boji, we used to call him, okay? Red Bulls and DC United, they tied 0-0. Chicago, Toronto was 2-2. Colorado, 3-0 over Dallas. LA Galaxy lost 4-3 to Vancouver. What was that all about, man? At home? Vancouver, last place team? Unbelievable, man. Seattle 1-0 over San Jose. Real Salt Lake 2-1 over Houston. Minnesota 1-1 with LAFC. Now, if LAFC wins on decision day, that would be the team that ever had the most points in Major League Soccer. They will break a record. Sporting KC Portland 2-2. Sporting KC out. Unbelievable, man. Montreal, I told you about that, 1-1. Cincinnati, Orlando, 1-1. Now, here are the final games, okay? Philly at home against New York City FC. New York City FC could play the second team. They got the conference, okay? DC United, Cincinnati, LAFC, Colorado, Seattle, Minnesota. Montreal at home against the Red Bulls. Dallas at home against Sporting KC. Orlando, Chicago, Toronto, Columbus, Atlanta, New England, Houston, LA Galaxy. By the way, Bruce Arena and his New England Revolution, they're in the playoff spot. The last place in the playoff spot. But a win and Toronto lost. In fact, Red Bulls and Toronto lose. They could get all the way up to like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th place. If Toronto, who are playing Columbus, and Red Bulls, they're playing at Montreal. If they both lose, New England wins over Atlanta, they jump up to 5th place with 48 points, man. Okay? Because right now, well, New York City FC got 61. LAFC in the West got 69. Atlanta with 55. Minnesota 53. Atlanta 55. Philly 55. Both of them are fighting for that second spot. DC United 49. Red Bulls 1 point behind DC United with 48. Toronto 47. New England with 45. And then Chicago, Montreal, Columbus, Orlando, Cincinnati out. Their season's over, out. LAFC, of course, I told you. Minnesota and Seattle, 2nd and 3rd, both with 53. Galaxy, 51 points. They had a chance to move up, but they couldn't, losing to Vancouver. Real Salt Lake, 50. Portland, 46. Dallas, 45. But you got San Jose's 1 point behind Dallas in 7th place with 44. So the big game is going to be San Jose at Portland. Okay? San Jose at Portland. They have to a must win to get into the next thing, the playoff round. And then Colorado has 42 points. They're 3 points behind Dallas also. So they're going to be playing LAFC. They're going to hope LAFC plays the second team, so they can have a chance to move up in a spot and get into the playoff round. We'll see about that. Remember, 4 o'clock, all the games will be at 4 o'clock on decision day, all right? And in La Liga, baby, here we go. Barcelona, they scored, Griezmann scored a goal, so they beat, they shut out Getafe at 2-0. Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, the big derby in Madrid. Zip, donuts, lackluster stink game, man. Unbelievable. Valencia 1-0 over Atletico Bilbao. Granada 1-0 over Leganes. Sevilla beat Real Sociedad. And Alaves beat Mallorca 2-0. So right now, Real Madrid in first with 15. Granada 1 point behind with 14. And Real Madrid and Granada will play at Real Madrid this coming Saturday. Also, Real Sociedad surprising with 13 points. And Sevilla, well, Barcelona, Sevilla, and Real Sociedad, all three have 13 points, 4th, 5th, and 6th. And Barcelona will be at home against Sevilla, big game, all right, because they both have 13 points. Real Madrid, like I said, against Granada. Also, let me go to Italy. All right, Napoli, still undefeated. They beat Brescia. No. They beat Sampdoria 3-1. Juventus, they shut out SPAL, Spal 2-0. And Torino beat AC Milan. Roma beat Lecce. And Fiorentina defeated AC Milan. And Atalanta beat Sassuolo. So right now, Inter Milan with 18, Juventus with 16, Atalanta with 13, Napoli with 12, Roma 11, and Lazio and Cagliari each have 10 points. The big match, Sunday, 2:45, Inter Milan at home against Juventus for the right for first place. It's going to be a bomb burner. Check it out. That's the game. That's the must game. You got to see. Definitely. Now, we go to, real quickly, we go to Germany and France. Right now, Bayern Munich's in first place for 14 points. RB Leipzig, who finally lost, they're one behind them with 13. SC Freiburg surprising with 13, along with Schalke. Borussia Mönchengladbach and Bayer Leverkusen, all 4 of them have 13 points. Group F, PSG with 18, but Angers, 2 points behind them with 16 points, along with Nantes in 3rd place with 16 points. Lille in 4th with 14, Marseille with 13, and Nice also with 13 points. All right, man. That's all for now. Listen, have a great weekend. Enjoy your soccer. It's going to be great. Maybe I'll be out next week. Maybe I won't. But next weekend, you're going to have the all the international matches, okay? You wait for Europe qualifying. Now you're going to have CONCACAF Nations League games. United States has called up Christian Pulisic. They're going to play Cuba and Canada this coming next weekend, okay? So check it out. Check out your local listings for times and whatever. Remember, whatever they say, whatever they do, it's the greatest game in the world. See ya. Adios.